Hey guys, Akil Stokes here. Welcome back to another midweek markup. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. Usually I like to keep these videos short and sweet, a couple minutes long, focusing on a single trading opportunity. But today I want to share with you multiple trading opportunities, many of which were found by some of the members of our live trading room. And I just want to brag because they did an awesome job, but there are also some really good setups that I think you guys should be aware of. So without further ado, check it out. Make sure you like and subscribe. That way you don't miss the next video, and that way you don't miss the pretty cool announcements that we have coming up shortly. Again, pound Swiss, right? Pound Swiss consolidation, right? We're walking through this I.P.D.E process. Decent opportunity. And what makes this a decent opportunity is because unlike what we looked at earlier, this one has enough room. So it's, we've had a lot of trades that had good setups. This one has a good setup and a location. So I.P.D.E, the first part is identify, lower low, lower close. Prediction, three-part process. First prediction, what direction are we likely to go into? Lower. Second, if we go lower, then where are we likely to go lower to? Or she says 123, so let's draw some lines. Boom. We've got Jagger, 123.70s. I always feel like I should have like the auctioneer type of voice here. We're really 123.70, 127, 125, 125, 125, right? All that fun stuff. I can't speak that fast, right? 123, 123. Roberto says pregnant pause on the leg. This little bad boy right here, Roberto. Yep, decent previous level of structure. Yeah, I think those are good ideas. Again, we should always look left. Right at this pregnant pause. This is right around the next structure shelf, right? So you can see we had another pregnant pause right here. And then we came up, we found resistance, 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 resistance. We came into that level, broke it, found support, right? Again, and these things aren't all at the same level, but we're looking for zones in the market, right? Markets, they work in price zones. So I think this is a decent level. What can we use if you want to put some confluence? Or add some confluence to it. Build our case. Yep, we can bring some fibs on. I see two different levels. I see a big swing. Three different levels. The biggest swing. Middle swing, lower swing, right? So lower swing, previous swing low to swing higher, most recent one. We can see that we have a 50%. Ooh, baby, right on that level. 124 even handle around that zone as well. Let's just see if there's anything from the bigger ones. I don't think we need it. 50% is going to be the same thing. This one's going to be a 3D2. So I think from our last swing here and then from our ultimate swing of a 3D2 and 50% Fibonacci confluence right inside this level. I think that's a decent zone, guys. I think that's a decent zone. I don't know if I have my big VS1s up on this chart. Let me just see real quick. What's this, pound Swiss? Let's see if we got a VS1 level there on the daily. I don't know if I have them up. Give me a second. Loading. I know I added all those extra bars, and now you guys are mad at me. Charts. You're like, I got to do more work, right? So here's the VS1 broken. Let's see if we have an inside VS1 level right at that. So our VS1 is going to print a little bit lower, which I thought right above these zones. But this is where, this is a good example why VS1s are helpful. This is actually a perfect example of that. So our philosophy on the tools we give you here, right? We have Enigma, the pattern recognition tool. We have VS1, the visual structure recognition tool, right? Do we ever say rely on these tools and only these tools? Now, yes, I do think you can create strategies around them, especially VS1, but they're supposed to be used as support. It's like an extra eye on the market, right? So when you guys aren't in the live room with me, they bring your attention to levels. But it's still important that you have that skill of trading, because we can look at this level and say, okay, look at that big VS1 right here. But understanding that I need to pay attention to this level, this can be a big difference maker, right? Because if you're someone that places a target right here below 123s, below this level of structure, and you get down here and that's a near miss, you're going to miss out on a trade. Yeah, and again, one of the biggest problems I see of traders isn't necessarily their ability to identify trades, but poor target placement and poor stop placement. So they're putting stops too tight or too far away where they lose too much on their losses, or they just have poor target placement where they predict everything right, they enter the right way, they shot for too much, or again, and sometimes too little. So I think being able to have this level, but then have the other skills to really kind of pinpoint the the safest location. I call it that, and I'm pretty risk averse as a trader. I think that's key. I think that's key, and that's needed. So again, awesome tools to help. I do think they should always be used in a supportive capacity, unless you're developing a specific strategy that says, like, you know, if VS1 level is hit, then I do this, or stuff like that. But so anyway, so decent location here. We did our 3-point prediction, or we did 2 of them. We did where is price likely to go, or what direction is price likely to go in, where are we likely to go. Now the next question is, how is price likely to get there? And there are essentially 2 ways we can get there, maybe 3 ways. One way is we just go straight down, and then guess what? You're screwed. You don't have a chance to enter. Sorry. Sucks for you. 2 is we do some type of consolidation. You know, we saw a lot of low and tight flags today already in the market. We do something of that sort where we consolidate and then we have a potential breakout situation in front of us. The third way would be a pullback, where we pull back in the previous structure and then we look to get short. So by this point, based on how you trade, right? Because I don't think a lot of you trade every single way. Now you know exactly what you should look for. Where if Bobby is a pullback trader, he knows I'm looking for a pullback. If we pull back into previous purple VS1 level, then I need lower low, lower close, or whatever Bobby needs to take the trade. This is where you start visually rehearsing your trade. You have your target projection, you have your directional projection, you have your target projection. Now you're asking yourself, how can I get involved? What do I need to get involved? And then the hardest part, right? That's the D part, decide, by the way, is execute, or waiting to execute. Now you got to wait. Now you got to wait to see if the market actually gives you what you need. And that can be the hardest part. So let's drop down to a 240 real quick just to see. I want to get this into our pro trade log quickly. I'm just going to do a brief version. They can go back and watch the recording of the live room if they're serious about this. But this is pound Swiss daily and lower potential. Cannot spell potential right. Continuation trade. Again, get this over into our pro trade log. Make sure I load up our chart. That way they can see what we're looking at, and hopefully they know to refer to the live room. Here we go. Let's go down to a 240, see what else we have here. Nikki says Swiss yen at a key level on the daily as well. So you guys can go over and check out Swiss yen. We can take a look at that next. And yeah, so as you go down lower time frames, and this would even refer to if you end up going to a range bar chart like we talked about earlier, is you're going to get smaller and smaller potential levels for entry, right? So we see a small pullback or a small consolidation right here. This is going to be a level where if we pull back into this level, guess what you can do, right? Nice little structure swap. Look left, structure leaves clues. Look for your entry reason. Stops can go right above here. Who knows where your entry is going to be, but let's pretend it's right there. You've set yourself up with a very favorable risk reward. Again, we don't know where the entry is going to be. We're just drawing stuff out just to kind of give you a visual. But you're in a decent situation. You're in a decent situation. So let's keep an eye on this as the week continues, as the day continues, and let's look for pullbacks and shorts here on pound Swiss. Any questions about pound Swiss before we move on? So speaking of Canada yen, or Canada Swiss, yeah, we may see a pullback and some continuation. So we may see a pullback into previous structure here, this X leg, or the level right above this X leg. And then a move back down to really the bottom part of this previous level of structure. So we'll move like that to the downside. That can certainly be on the table. Yeah, you go down to the 4 hour. You can see that area a little bit clear. Again, the X leg is going to be a little bit before that, right about here. And then you have this area right around the D where it looked like maybe it did this. Maybe this did win. Maybe it wasn't a failed pattern. What is this, a bat pattern? I quickly assumed it was because I just took a look at it. Maybe it wasn't. This actually might have won. Oh, ooh, hold on. Oh, that's close. Ooh. This is why you front run. This is why you front run those targets. So you don't end up, you don't end up like Mad Maddie. Who's Mad Maddie, you ask? Mad Maddie is the person that didn't front run their orders and watched price tickle to 382 and reverse without him, taking him out for a full loss. That's why Maddie's so mad. Happy Harry, on the other side, he front ran his orders and he was filled because the spread took him out for profits. Happy Harry's now driving around in a Lamborghini. Mad Maddie is standing near a window, contemplating life. Don't be like Mad Maddie. Front run your orders. That story was brought to you by your broker, who wants you involved in more trades so they can get paid. Tuesdays. Yeah, decent level right here. This basically this retest of structure at the decompletion. I think that's an excellent. I think that's an excellent place to look for look for pullbacks. Right, comes right back into a 3D2 Fibonacci retracement as well. 72.90s right below that 73 even handle. I think you guys have found some good ones. So that's a decent one too. Or see, yeah, previous structure here on Canada yen. Yeah, look at that. Did we double bottom? Working on it. What are we 4 hour? You got a long time. A long time before a double bottom. But yeah, this is one with a good again, a good location here. This is our zone. We can go up to our previous level of structure right up here, 87 flat basically. Yep, 87s, yeah. What's cool about this is that it gives enough room for, if you want to be conservative, it gives enough room for that 2618 type action. Where if you're unable to, or maybe your rules don't allow you to take a double bottom or something of that sort, or a higher high, higher close, you still have an opportunity to kind of get that break, get that little bit of confirmation, and then a retest before the move up. Now, again, this doesn't always happen. Good moves just kind of go. You don't always get these retests, but you have enough room for that to happen without the market already making this move. So this is a decent one. You get a double bottom here, depending on where the close is at. You're going to get a really good risk reward. What are we, 35, something like that, if you're using a 1 ATR stop? Probably your safest bet would be, you're going to be right above 85 even. Your safest bet is right below. So you can get a pretty decent risk reward even with a very wide stop. And Bobby says bat on the daily as well. Oh, look at that. Add to your CTS. Nice one, yeah. And what's good about this target level, even if this does end up being a head and shoulders, you're most likely going to be out before that right shoulder completes. And this is the cool thing about being smart with targets instead of like shooting for the moon here, which I don't think there is there's no reason to do. Because this would not surprise me if this turned into a head and shoulders, seeing how we've had an elongated move here. And then we came right into structure. And what do we talk about head and shoulders patterns? What type of moves are they? They're basically multi-leg reversal patterns, that typically come after long directional moves. And I think would you guys be okay classifying this as a long directional move? Probably, right? A long directional move that came into structure. So you're already thinking there could be a potential reversal here at structure, right? Similar to the head and shoulders we saw before. So a lot of people will get scared away because, what if it's a head and shoulders? And again, if you're a counter trend trader, again, you're shooting for a little bit of relief. You can't assume where that right shoulder would happen, but usually it's somewhat symmetrical. and you'd be out way before that. So yeah, good CTS trade. You got your 3 points for you got your structure, you got your points from your advanced pattern formation, you got your RSI, you got your potential double bottom. Should be a pretty high CTS score. I'm thinking 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're up in that upper third already. With 13 being kind of the traditional high point. Obviously that all depends on what you add and what you don't add. But yeah, that's a really good one as well. You guys are on fire at the end, man. You got to bring this to me in the beginning, especially on days where I don't look at the what I call the secondary pairs, which are just pairs that I don't personally trade. So I look at them when I get the chance, but they're not the main concern, as you guys can appreciate, right? You can imagine that. I don't, But yeah, these are some top-notch opportunities you guys found today. That's really good. You guys are I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm impressed. These are really good opportunities. I'm very happy with that. Don't settle. Yeah, don't get all confident. I can hear you guys tapping yourself on the back. Now you're overconfident. Your heads are big. You still suck. Oh, you guys still suck. You'll never be good. You'll never be good. Tell me I'm bad, Akil. Tell me I'm bad. I've been watching too much Billions, which takes us into a deeper, darker place that we don't need to go into. So this is a perfect time to end the live room. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. I really am happy with these ideas you guys had. It's cool to see, especially for you guys that have been here for a while. It's cool to see kind of the evolution. And I kind of remember the stuff you would look at when you first got involved with the platform, and just to see the difference in quality now. Not saying some people were very reckless, but not saying you were reckless, but you can see the difference in finding good trading opportunities and like the best trading opportunities. A lot of you guys have evolved from just finding like, it could be a trade versus like this is a solid one. So that to see that separation is really cool. So I'm happy with that.